Water is a stated component of life, and it is the most abundant material on the earth. About 17% all living things need water, or not only for drinking but for many others activities. Fact file many sports, the receivers activation make use of the wind, and for example, uh, kite, boarding, wind, suffering, paragliding, it's drinking, cooking, cleaning, uh, impurities in water. It is important for us to drink pure water. The water that we use mainly comes from rivers, ponds, lakes, oceans, and wells. This water contains many impurities like sand, dirt, mud, and germs. This makes it unfit for drinking. Water contains four kinds of impurities: insoluble impurities. These are impurities that do not dissolve in water. For example, sand. Soluble impurity. These are impurities that can dissolve in water. For example, salt and sugar. Activities 5. To do an activity to find out soluble and insoluble nature of impurities. Take a glass and fill half of it with water. Now added 2 spoons of sugar to it. Strip it with a spoon and then observe carefully. Repeat this procedure with sand, tea leaves, and grass. You will observe that sand, tea leaves, and grass too do not dissolve in water, but sugar dissolve in it. Conjunctions Constituents sand, tea leaves, and grass are insoluble impurities, whereas sugar is soluble impurities. Soluble impurities. Purification of water. There are a different method which are used for the purification of water, as it many contains soluble and insoluble impurities. Removal of insoluble impurities. Insoluble impurities can be separated from water by using the following method: filtrations, the process in which water is purified by passing it through a filter paper is known as a filtrations. In this method, insoluble impurities are removed by the tiny pores in the filter paper that allow liquid to pass through but block the impurities. Activity 6. To separate impurities and reduce from water. Take a circular pieces of filter proper paper and fold it twist to make a cone. Keeps purification of water. There are a different method which are used for the purification of water, as it may contain suitable soluble and insoluble impurities. Removal of insoluble impurities. Insoluble impurities can be separated from water by using the following methods: filtrations. This process in which water is purified by passing it through a filter paper is known as a filtrations. In these methods, insoluble impurities are removed by the tiny pores in the filter paper that allow liquid to pass through but block the impurities. Activity 6. To separate impurities and reduce from water, take up circular pieces of filter paper and fold it twist to make a cone. Keep this cone inside a funnel. Place a beaker below the funnel and a pure mixture of sand and water over the filter paper. Treat it with a glass rod. You will observe that sand particles are left on the filter paper, and clean water it is collected in the flask. This clear water is called filtrate, and the sand left on the filter paper is known as a reduce. Sedimation and decasinations, the process of sitting down of heavy solid insoluble impurities in a liquid is known as a sedimentation. The clear water at the top is poured generally into another container without disputing the sediment at the bottom. This is called decasinations. Let's understand it by doing the following activity. Activity 7. To separate impurities from water through sedimentation and declassations, take a mixture of soil and water in a beaker, treat it with a glass rod. Let mixture stand for few minutes. You will observe that soil particles settle down at the bottom of the beaker because they are heavy. This is called sedimentation. Now carefully pour the water into another beaker. This is called decassations. Heterogeneous liquid solid mixers, glass rod decassations, supermantan sedimentation, clear liquid. रिमूवल ऑफ सॉल्यूबल इम्प्योरिटीज़, सॉल्यूबल इम्प्योरिटीज़ एंड जो है उसे रिमूव करने की प्रक्रिया इस तरीके से है. रिमूवल ऑफ सॉल्यूबल इम्प्योरिटीज़ इज़ मोर डिफिकल्ट देन इनसॉल्यूबल वंस. द फॉलोइंग method can be used to remove soluble impurities from water. Evaporations, the process of changing water into vapor by heating is known as evaporations. बाष्पीभवन की प्रक्रिया, जैसे हम पानी गर्म करते हैं तो उस पर से ऊपर से जो स्टीम निकलती है उसे इवापोरेशंस की प्रक्रिया कहा जाता है. इन दिस मेथड द water containing the soluble impurities such as a salt or sugar is heated. On heating, water change into vapor, leaving the impurities behind. लुक एट हियर्स, ये है इवेपोरेशन की प्रक्रिया इस तरीके से. नीचे ये दिया गया है बर्नर जिसमें से आग निकल रही है एंड ट्रिपोड टेबल रखा गया है, गेजुमेट एंड इवेपोरेटिंग डिश सॉलिड लिक्विड मिक्सचर. ये रहा पानी बॉईल हो रहा है अंदर लिक्विड जो है एंड ऊपर वेपोर हो रहा है, भाप निकल रही है. सॉलिड रिड्यूस इसे कहते हैं इवेपोरेशन प्रक्रिया. ओके जो नीचे डस्ट थी वो नीचे है, बाकी का सारा स्टीम थ्रू निकल गया है. Distillations, the process of purifying water by boiling it and then considers its vapor is known as a declassations. It involves evaporation is a conditions. Let's understand it by doing the following activities. Activities 8. To understand the process of declassations, take impure water in a flask with a round bottom and heat it. On boiling, the water change into the water vapor and the impurities are the left behind. The water vapor process passes through the considers which is kept cool by circulating cold water around it. It cools down and turns into water again.